Hello and greetings to everyone. We are going to continue from where we ended last time on Roman numerals. We are going to start by correcting the following exercise for application. Question 1 says change the following numbers to Roman numerals. We're going to write down solution. For the first question, we have question 1e. We have the number 38. We know 38 is the same as 30 plus 8. We know the Romans, they represented the number 30 by making use of the letter x, making use of x 3 times. Then we know the number 8 is the same as 5 plus 3. We represented 5 by using the letter v and 3 by using 3 i's. Therefore, the number 38 in Roman numerals is simply x, v, I. We are done. Next, if you go to question B, we have the number 1999. Writing this number in expanded form, we start from the highest place value. We know 1 has a value of 1000 plus the first 9 has a value of 900 plus the second 9 has a value of 90 plus the last digit 9 has a value of 9 units. You know, the Romans, they represented 1000 by making use of the letter M. 900, we know 900 is the same as 1000 minus 100. So in this case, for us to represent 900, we are going to write a C before an M. Next, 90, we know 90 is the same as 100 minus 10. We're going to write down XC. This simply means we are subtracting 10 from 100. Next, 9, we know 9 is the same as 10 minus 1. So IX. We are done with the representation of the number 1999 in Roman numerals. Next, we go to question C. For C, we have the number 2024, which is this year. Writing it in expanded form, we know this 2, the first 2 has a value of 2000 plus. We are going to ignore 0. We move to the second 2, which has a value of 20 plus the last digit 4, which has a value of 4 units. You know, 2000 is the same as 1000 plus 1000. The Romans represented 1000 by using an M. So 2000 will be represented by using 2 M's. Next, 20, we know 20 is the same as 10 plus 10. So we are going to make use of 2x. Next, 4, we know 4 is the same as 5 minus 1. So we are going to write an I before V. We are done with the representation of 2024. Next, we go now to question 2. Question 2 says, what numbers are represented by the following Roman numerals? The first one, we have M, D, C, L, I. First, in this case, we know M represents a big number. Next, D represents a big number. C represents a big number, but C is less than D. L represents a big number. L is less than C. I represents a number. I is less than L. So in this case, you can see that the symbols are in descending order. That means from the biggest to the smallest. So in this case, we are simply going to add the numbers represented by each of the symbols. We know M represents the number 1000 plus D represents the number 500 plus C represents the number 100 plus L represents the number 50 plus I represents the number 2. 1000 plus 500 gives us 1500. 1500 plus 10 gives us 1600. 1600 plus 50 gives us 1650. 1650 plus 2 gives us 1652. We are done with question A. Next, we move to question B. We have L, X, 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 V, I. We are going to check if the symbols are in descending order. We have L, we know L represents 50, X 30, V 5, I 2. So in this case, we are simply just going to sum the numbers represented by each of the symbols by the symbols. L, we know L represents the number 50 plus X represents the number 30 plus VII represents the number 7. This will give us 50 plus 30, which is 80. 80 plus 7 gives us 87. We are done with B. Next, we go to C. We have M with a cap, M, D, V, I. This will simply be equal to, we know M with a cap represents 5000 plus M represents 1000 plus, we know D represents 500 plus I plus VII represents the number 8. We know V is 5, 3 I's 3, 5 plus 3 gives us 8. So next we need now to sum these numbers. We have 5000 plus 1000 plus 500 plus 8. If we add, this will give us 8, 0, 5, 6. So this will simply give us 6508. We are done with the correction. So next we are moving now to the next thing, which is operations on Egyptian and Roman numerals. Operations on Egyptian and Roman numerals. We are going to see how to add, subtract, multiply, or divide Egyptian and Roman numerals. Let's write this down. To carry out operations, on Egyptian or Roman numerals, follow the steps below. First one, convert the numerals to Hindu Arabic numerals. You need to convert the Egyptian or Roman numerals to Hindu-Arabic numerals to our numerals so you know what numbers are represented by those numerals. And next step, you carry out the required operation. You perform the required operation. That means if the operation is addition, you perform the addition after converting the Egyptian or Roman numerals to Hindu-Arabic numerals. This addition, you carry out addition. This subtraction, you carry out subtraction. This multiplication, you perform the multiplication. This division, you perform the division to get a result. Then lastly, you convert the result back to the given numerals. That means if you were working with Egyptian numerals, you convert your result back to Egyptian numerals. If you were working with Roman numerals, you convert your result back to Roman numerals. That's what it means. Let's take an example. Question 1. Evaluate the following. Question A, we have 4 elbows, 3 straight fingers, plus 6 elbows and a straight finger. Question B, we have 2 lotus flowers, 2 spirals, 2 elbows, a straight finger, minus a spiral with 5 elbows and 2 straight fingers. Question C, we have 3 spirals, 2 elbows, 3 straight fingers, times a spiral, 3 elbows, and a straight finger. For D, we have 2 tadpoles, 2 bent fingers, 5 bent fingers, 5 lotus flowers, divided by 2 elbows and 5 straight fingers. Question 2 says evaluate the following. In this case, we have Roman numerals. E, we have L, I, X plus X, I. For B, we have X, L, I, X minus yes, we have X, L, I, X minus X, V, I, I. Next, we have C, X, X, V. I'll use a dot here for multiplication because if I use an X, you might end up thinking that it is a 10 times X, V, I. D, we have X, X, I, V divided by V, I, I, I. These are the examples. We take now solution. The first one, we take question 1. E, we have to add the two Egyptian numerals plus 6 elbows and a straight finger. This will simply be equal to, for us to get the result here, it is very easy for us to add Egyptian numerals. We are simply going to count the number of elbows we have in the two numbers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We know a elbow represents the number 10. So if you have 10 elbows, that means we have the number 100. And we know the Egyptians, they represented 100 by using a spiral. So it will be very funny for us to write down 10 elbows. Once we have 10 of them, that means we have a spiral. Next, we are going to count the number of straight fingers we have in the two numbers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are going to write down 4 straight fingers. 2, 3, 4. This is the result. So it goes faster instead of us wasting time converting this Egyptian numerals to our own numerals. Then we carry out the operation, which is addition. Then we change back the result to Egyptian numerals. For question B, we have the first number, which has 2 lotus flowers, 2 spirals, 2 elbows, and a straight finger, minus the second number, which has a spiral, 5 elbows, and 2 straight fingers. First thing, for us to perform this subtraction, we need to convert these Egyptian numerals to our own numeral, the Hindu-Arabic numerals. Then we perform the subtraction. Then next we convert the result back to Egyptian numerals. It will be very difficult for us to follow the same procedure we did for question E. So if we take the first number, we have 2 lotus flowers, 2 spirals, 2 elbows, and a straight finger. This will simply be equal to, we have 2 lotus flowers, so we have 2 times. A lotus flower represents the number 1000, plus we have 2 spirals. A spiral represents the number 100, plus we have 2 elbows. A elbow represents the number 10. Then plus, we have one straight finger. We know one straight finger represents the number 1. Next, we have to simplify. 2 times 100 times 1000 will give us 2000 plus 2 times 100 will give us the number 200 plus 2 times 10 will give us the number 20 plus 1. So if we had to add, this will give us 2000 plus 200 plus 20 plus 1. If we add 1, 2, 2, 2. So it gives us 2221. Next, we have to convert the second Egyptian numeral. The second one has a spiral. It's a spiral with 5 elbows and 2 straight fingers. This will simply be equal to, we know a spiral represents the number 100. 100 plus, we have 5 elbows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times, we know a elbow represents the number 10, plus we have 2 straight fingers. We know a straight finger represents the number 1. So if we simplify this, will give us 100 plus 50 plus 2. So this will give us 152 if we add. Next, we have now 2221 minus 152. Let's perform the subtraction here. 2221 minus 152. I'll place 2 here, 5 here, and 1 here. Subtract. I know 2221 is greater than 152, so the result has to be a positive result. If we start from the right, we have here 1 is less than 2, so I'll move to the next higher place value. I'll take a 1, which represents a 10. I'll add the 10 to this one to get the number 11. 11 minus 2 gives us 9. Here we are left with 1, which is less than 5, so I'll move to the next higher place value. I'll take a 1, which represents a 10. I'll add the 10 to this one to get the number 11. 11 minus 5 gives us 6. Here we are left with 1. 1 minus 1 gives us 0. 2. Here we have 2. 2 minus nothing remains 2. So the result will simply be 2069. The next step now, we need to convert the number 2069 back to Egyptian numerals. We know 2 here has a value of 2000 plus, we are going to ignore 0, plus 6 has a value of 60 plus 9, which has a value of 9 units. We know this will simply be equal to, the Egyptians represented 1000 by using a lotus flower. So 2000 will be represented by using 2 lotus flowers. They represented the 10 by using a hell bone. So 60 will be represented by using 6 hell bones. Next, 9. They represented 1 by using a straight finger. So 9 will be represented by using 9 straight fingers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next, we are going to conclude. Therefore, add these two numbers written in Egyptian numerals. If you subtract them, not adding, that's 5 elbows, 2 straight fingers. The result will simply be equal to, we are going to copy this, which is 2069. We have 6 elbows, 2, 4, 6, and 9 straight fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We underline our answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next, we go now to question C. For question C, we have number. The first number has 3 spirals, 2 bones, 3 straight fingers, times the second number, which has a spiral, 3 bones, and a straight finger. We have to multiply these two numbers. First thing, we need to convert these two numbers to the Hindu-Arabic numerals, to our numerals. Then we perform the multiplication to get the result. Then next, we convert the result back to Egyptian numerals. This will simply be equal to, we have three spirals, so this will give us 3 times. We know a spiral represents the number 100. Plus, we have 2 bones, 2 times 10. We know a bone represents the number 10 plus 3 times, since we have 3 straight fingers, 3 times 1. So this will give us 300 plus 20 plus 1. So this will simply give us, if we add, it gives us 321. Next, we have to convert the second number. It has 1 spiral, 3 bones, and a straight finger. Is simply equal to, we know a spiral represents the number 100 plus, we have 3 bones. A bone represents the number 10 plus a straight finger, which represents 1. So this will give us 100 plus 30 plus 1. It simply gives us 131. Next, we have to multiply the number 321 by 131. Let's perform the multiplication here. We know for the number 321, the highest place value is hundreds. Then we have tens, we have units. So I'll write 3 here, 2 here, 1. We have to multiply by the second number 131. Under 100, under the place value hundreds, I'll place 1, tens 3, units 1. Then I'll put an X here for multiplication, and I'll multiply. I will start from the highest, from the digit, which is on the highest place value, this 1. So since I'm to start from 1, I'll place a 0 under the place value units and a 0 under the place value for tens. 1 times 1 gives us 1. I'll write the 1 here. 1 times 2 gives us 2. I'll write the 2 under the place value for thousands. 1 times 3 gives us 3. I'll place it under the place value for 10,000s. Next, I'll move now to the next higher place value, 3. I have the digit 3 there under tens. So I'll place a 0 under units. 3 times 1 gives us 3. 3 times 2 gives us 6. 3 times 3 gives us 9. Then I'll move now to the lower place value, which is units. Under units, I have 1. So I'll take 1 times 1 gives 1. I'll write 1 here. 1 times 2, 2. 1 times 3, 3. Then I'll add. Starting from the right to the left. 0 plus 0 plus 1 gives 1. 0 plus 3 plus 2 gives 5. 1 plus 6 gives us 7. Plus 3 gives us 10. I'll write down 0, I carry 1. 2 plus 9 gives us 11. Plus the 1 we carry gives us 12. So I'll write down 2, I carry 1. 3 plus nothing remains 3 plus the 1 we carry gives us 4. So this will simply give us the result 42,051. Next step now, we have to convert the result 42,051 to Egyptian numerals. We know first digit starting from the highest place value 4. It has the highest place value, which is 10,000. So we have 4, which has a value of 40,000, plus 2, which has a value of 2,000, plus the next 0. We're going to ignore 0, plus 5, which has a value of 50, then plus 1. So this will simply give us, we know the Egyptians, they represented 10,000 by using a bent finger, 40,000 represented by using 4 bent fingers. So I can decide to express this as 4 times 10,000 plus 2 times 1,000 plus 5 times 10 plus 1 times 1 remains 1. So this will simply give us, for the number of bent fingers, we have 4 of them. We have 1, 2, 3, and lastly 4. Next, for 1,000, we know the Egyptians represented 1,000 by making use of a lotus flag. So we have to write down 2 lotus flags. Next, for 10, we know they represented 10 by using a hell bone. So we have to write down 5 hell bones. 2, 4, 5. Then next, we know they represented 1 by using a straight finger. So we just have 1 straight finger. Then we underline our answer. Next, we go now to question D. For D, we have first number. We have to divide 2 numbers. The first number has 2 tadpoles. 2 tadpoles with 2 bent fingers and 5 lotus flowers. So we have to divide this number by the second number, which has 2 hell bones and 5 straight fingers. Next, we are going to convert these 2 Egyptian numerals to our own numerals. So if you take the first one, the first number, so it has 2 tadpoles, 2 bent fingers, and 5 lotus flowers. This will simply give us, we know the Egyptians represented 100,000 by using a tadpole. So we have 2 tadpoles, so 2 times 100,000 plus they represented 10,000 by using a bent finger. We have 2 bent fingers plus we know they represented 1,000 by using a lotus flower. We have 5 of them. The next thing we have to add, this will give us, we have to multiply, this will give us 200,000 plus 20,000 plus 5 times 1,000 gives us 5,000. Next, we have to add, we add 200,000 plus 20,000 plus 5,000. We add 0, 0, 0, 5, 2, 2. So it gives us 225,000. Next, we need to convert the second number, which has 2 hell bones and 5 straight fingers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will give us 2 times. We know a hell bone represents the number 10 plus 5. We have 5 straight fingers. We know a straight finger represents the number 1. So this will simply give us 2 times 10 gives us 20 plus 5 times 1, which is 5. 20 plus 5 gives us the number 25. Next, we have to perform the division. This will give us 225,000 divided by 25. Let's make use of the method of long division. We are going to send 25 out. We call this 25 the divisor. Then we are going to send 225,000 inside. Or 225,000 the dividend. We are going to see this method of long division in detail when we treat operations on a set of natural numbers. So now we need to perform the division. If we take the first, we start from the highest place value, we have the digit 2. 2 is less than 25. So we are going to attach the second digit at the second highest place value. This will give us the number 22. 22 is still less than 25. We are going to attach a digit at the third highest place value. So this will give us 225. 225 is greater than 25. We are going to divide 225 by 25. This will simply give us 9. All the other digits are zeros, so we are going to fix the zeros up here. We are going to fix them. Now, if you take 9 times 25, it gives us 225. Then we bring down all these zeros, these 3 zeros. If we subtract, this will give us zeros. So therefore, if we divide the number 225,000 by 25, we are simply going to obtain 9,000. Next step, we have to convert 9,000, which is the result, back to Egyptian numerals. We know 9,000 is the same as 9 times 1,000. Next, we have to represent this number in Egyptian numerals. So we know the Egyptians, they represented 1,000 by making use of a lotus flower. So we are going to write down 9 lotus flowers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and lastly 9. We underline the answer. This is our result. When you divide those two Egyptian numerals. Next, we can move now to the next question. Question 2. Question 2a. It says, question 2 says, evaluate the following. In this case, we have been given Roman numerals. For a, we have L, I, X plus XI. First, we need to start by converting these Roman numerals to our own numerals. If you take the first one, L, I, X, this will simply be equal to, we know L represents the number 50 plus, next we have the symbol of a smaller number to the left of the symbol of a bigger number. So that means you have to subtract 1 from 10. This will give us 9. We add 50 plus 9 gives us 59. Next, we have xi. This will simply give us 10 plus 1. 10 plus 1 is simply equal to 11. We have to add 59 plus 11. This will simply give us 59 plus 11 is 59. 11, if we add 9 plus 1 gives us 10. We are going to write down 0, we carry 1. 5 plus 1 gives us 6 plus the 1 we carry 70. So the result will simply be 70. Next, we have to convert the result 70 back to Roman numerals. We know 70 is the same as 50 plus 20. And the Romans, they represented 50 by using an L. We know 20 is the same as 10 plus 10, and they represented 10 by making use of an X. So 20 will be represented by using 2X. Therefore, let's conclude LIX plus XI is simply equal to LXX. Let's underline the answer. Next, we go now to question B. For question B, we have X L I X minus X V I I I. We have to subtract these two numbers. First, we need to convert them to our own numerals. We have X L I X. This will simply be equal to, we know XL simply represents the number 50 minus 1, which 50 minus 10, which is 40, plus IX represents the number 9. So this will give us, simply give us the number 40, 49. Next, we need now to convert the number X V I I I. Now this will simply give us X represents the number 10 plus V with 3 i's represents the number 8. So 10 plus 8 gives us the number 18. We have now 49 minus 18. This will simply be equal to, let's perform the subtraction in 49 minus 18. 9 minus 8 gives us 1. 4 minus 1 gives us 3. So it gives us 31. Next, we have to convert the result 31 to Roman numerals. So we have 31, which is equal to 30 plus 1. This will simply be equal to, the Romans represented 30 by making use of 3x and 1 by making use of an I. So this is our result. Next, we have to move now to the next question, which is question C. For question C, we have to multiply these two numbers. This dot here is for multiplication. First thing, we need to start by converting those numbers to our own numeral before we carry out the required operation, which is multiplication. So the first thing we have to do is we have to change xv. This will simply be equal to, xx represents the number 20 plus v represents 5. So this will give us 25. Next, xvi simply give us 10 plus 6, which is 16. So we have to multiply 25 by 16. Here I can make use now of this x. This x here is for multiplication. So this will give us, let's perform the multiplication here. 25 times 16. This will simply give us Let's perform the multiplication. 6 times 5 gives us 30. So we are going to write down a 0 here. We carry 3. 6 times 2 gives us 12. Plus the 3 we carry gives us 15. 1 here has a place value of 10. So we are going to fix a 0 here. Under this 0. 1 times 5 gives us 5. I'll write the 5 here. 1 times 2 gives us 1 times 2 gives us 2. Next we have to add. This will give us 0. This will give us 10. Carry 1. 3 plus 1 we carry gives us 400. So this will simply be equal to 400. Next step, now we have to convert 400 to Roman numerals. 400, this will simply be equal to, 400 can be written as 500 minus 100. Now we know that the Romans, they represent 500 by using D. So this will simply give us, since we have to subtract 100 from 500, this will simply give us CD. This is the answer, so we underline the answer. Now we move to the next question, which is question D, the last question, which is on division. For question D, we have x IV divided by V I. We need to convert x IV to our numeral. So this will give us, here we have 2x, and 2x represents the number 20 plus IV represents the number 4. So 20 plus 4 gives us 24. Next, if we take V represents the number 5. I represents the number 3. So 5 plus 3 gives us 8. So we have to divide 24 by 8. If you divide 24 by 8, it simply gives us 3. Now we have to convert the result 3 back to Roman numerals. We know 3 is simply equal to I. In this case, we can conclude, therefore, x IV divided by V I is simply equal to I. We underline our answer. So we are done with the correction of the example. Now I'll give the exercises for application on this. Exercises. For application. Question 1. For question 1, it says evaluate the following. For question A, we have the first number. It has the lotus flower with 3 spirals, 2 hell bones, and 2 straight fingers, plus the second number, which has 2 lotus flowers, 3 hell bones, and a straight finger. Then question B, we have the first number, which is a tadpole minus the second number which has three lotus flowers, three spheres, three hell bones, and a straight finger. For C, we have the first number which has two bent fingers, a lotus flower, and two straight fingers, times the second number which has two hell bones and a straight finger. For question D, we have an astonished man, and two tadpoles divided by the second number which has five spirals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go now to question 2. Question 2 says evaluate the following. In this case, the numbers are in Roman numerals. The first one we have L, X, 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 V, I, plus the second number which is X, I. Go to question B. We have the first number M, C, X, I, minus the second number M, C, L, I, X. Which is C, we have L, X, I, V. I'll use a dot here for multiplication, times X, V. Question D, we have M, C, divided by IV. We are done with the exercise for application on operations on Egyptian and Roman numerals. You do well to answer the exercises for application. If in case there are any doubts, make sure you leave your questions at the comment section. Like the video, share and subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much for watching.